Hi, trans woman here. Hi, I'm a 63-year-old trans woman that transitioned 44 years ago. Give me a second. I've got to tuck these things away. That's more like it. Honeymoon is over for us trans folks. All it took was one signature to erase us. It should have been an eraser. Erased by the federal government, at least. If the past is prologue, then you can use my experience to predict what's coming in the future. Might not be exactly the same, but it's a great place to start. Executive orders don't go through any procedure. They just are. Once it's signed, it's done. There are only two genders. They are fixed and they are decided at birth by your reproductive organs. Any protections that the federal government offered trans people that trans people enjoyed no longer exist. Let me tell you what it was like to be in this situation, because I was in this situation the last time we were in this situation. I'll quickly go over documentation, medication, and surgeries. If you are a trans person with any kind of health insurance, the box you check for gender matters. A trans woman that checks F on the application will not be covered for anything that has to do with their prostate. A trans man who checks M on the form won't be covered for anything that has to do with their reproductive organs, their uterus, their fallopian tubes, their ovaries. Let's not forget birth and babies. Right before we were put into the law that which we are now being removed from, there was an over a year-long estradiol shortage. The company that made the estradiol prescribed to us stopped making that strength because it was no longer prescribed to cis women. Because of the legal protections we enjoyed, the company was told that they have to continue to create that medicine. Just like that, the shortage was over. The transition is no longer covered by the federal government, and probably by states, and then by insurance companies. They will all follow suit. Just won't be able to prescribe to you a vial of estrogen and give you what you need to give yourself a self-injection. You're gonna have to find a doctor who will include the injection as part of an office visit. As far as surgeries go, only medically necessary surgeries will be paid for. Gender-affirming surgeries are not considered medically necessary. Executive order also states that any institution that promotes transgender ideologies won't receive any federal funds. Just that is enough for doctors to want nothing to do with us. If there is a criminal element added to this, you won't be able to find a doctor hardly anywhere. The doctor you do find will not be able to do your surgery in the hospital. It'll be done in the office, all of which you'll be responsible to pay for out of your pocket. When gender-affirming surgery is not considered medically necessary, the doctor can be punished for doing them. For instance, one of the surgeries that you get is botched. You will have no recourse because receiving the surgery was technically illegal. Just like you can't go after a street pharmacist for selling you bad medication. Changing your gender marker on your birth documentation is no longer possible. Many years ago, when we were in this situation before, I went to the DMV to have my license changed, and the nice man at the counter said, "I'm going to fix the mistake they have on your gender." That sainted man went ahead and changed the M to an F. I'm sure there are professionals all over the country wondering today how these laws apply to them. Something else, I expect that enforcement will be very strict at first, and then over time will ease up. It's probably best not to worry too much about what's coming and focus on what is today. Stay in the present. As if that's not bad enough, our visibility is at risk. I encourage every trans person to like, comment, save, and share every other trans person's posts. Our community has to come together and support each other because we can't trust others to support us.